Joined now by Lantz Reisz, a clinical professor of law at USC, as well as co-director of the university's Immigration Clinic. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So can you talk about how President Trump is using this deportation method and how it's being done?
So the implication of the Alien Enemies Act is really to try and circumvent some of the due process rights that migrants have in the U.S. People who are in removal proceedings have a right to seek certain humanitarian protections, or at least have a judge, create a deportation order. The use of the Alien Enemies Act is to circumvent that and immediately detain and deport people. There is judicial review, which we saw in the D.C. Circuit Court, where the courts can really look and see, okay, is this being correctly applied? But as we see, if the president has already deported people under this act, it raises serious concerns.
And as an immigration lawyer, what else are you dealing with right now under this new administration, and how are immigrants feeling?
Well, it's disheartening. Immigrants are very afraid. I think naturalized citizens I'm seeing are also afraid, which naturalized citizens can't be deported for immigration laws. But the issue is, we have these rules. People have the right to come to the U.S. and seek legal status through a variety of ways, including humanitarian ways. And we're seeing a president who is, by proclamation or executive order, cutting off those rights that are afforded by U.S. law. And so there was definitely like a playing field with rules, and people are wondering now, what rules apply to them? How does it apply to them? And immigration attorneys are having to really be vigilant as to changes in the administration, counseling clients, and being ready to file emergency orders in order to protect their clients' rights in the U.S.
Well, I was wondering, do you just have to imagine if you're a Venezuelan citizen in the United States that you may be deported? What is the feeling out there?
I think the feeling is fear. The order the district court in D.C. filed prevented President Trump from using the Alien Enemies Act, but under the proclamation, really any male 14 years or older from Venezuela who's suspected of being a Tren de Agua member is at risk. And the fear, and we see in the plaintiffs in the case in D.C., many of them are not Tren de Agua gang members. Many, if not all of them, are not. And so there's just this general fear, which I think is also part of the purpose of the policies.
All right, Jean, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.